Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're doing a little bit of everything. We're doing a bit of pest control on the farm. We're getting a bit of grain ready, and yeah, just bits here and there. It's that time of year where we're just getting all these odd jobs done around the farm. We're starting to close in on 2,000 subscribers, so what I'm thinking is if we can get to 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I'll do YouTube live where I'll come on, answer any of your questions. Some of you guys might be thinking about taking on new enterprises that I do in the farm here, so I'll be able to answer any of your questions on that. So if we can get to 2,000, so if you can share or subscribe or help push us in that direction, then I'll try and do a little bit for you guys as well. I'm trying to get into more of a flow with my producing content for you guys, so Jessie Bear's always looking for me to play with her, so I'm trying to constantly put out videos now on Thursdays and Sundays, and I'm trying to keep to that, and I'm hoping to develop some of my content too. So if you want to comment what content you'd like to see me cover, I'm thinking over the next while there's stuff we're doing here over the winter on the farm that'll be, I think, interesting to some people. And I'm also looking to maybe cover some topics that I feel are good, and I'm trying to gauge this content at two audiences. One, people, farmers who are out there and who are thinking or farming like this, and all I'm doing is showing you what I do, and you can learn from probably my mistakes is the best thing. But I also want to kind of package this content in a way for people who are not so into farming, because there's some great conventional farming channels out there that get a great audience from the general public, and I want to maybe get some of those people interested in regenerative farming as well, or more farming and more in tune with nature, so providing some content that they can follow along with. So I might some of you guys that are maybe more in the know or have been doing some of these practices for a while, you might find some of the stuff I'm talking about boring, because I want to also break it down so that even the ordinary person can follow along and see what's happening and how things are working. Maybe one of the biggest faults I have is I come along and I kind of assume a lot of people know what I'm talking about or what I'm showing, and so I need to work hard as well to maybe slow down and explain more of what's happening, so I'm going to work on that as well. Just popped in half a leg of lamb, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of water into the slow cooker. I'm going to stick this on for a few hours. Hopefully we have some yummy ham for dinner. This guy has been in the slow cooker for 5 hours now, and it looks about perfect. So I'm going to take off some of the juice to make a gravy, and we'll just let that rest and get the rest of it ready. Smells yummy. Oh, check that out. And there's some sweet lamb. I'm just down at my dad's farm here, and I got a little job to do. I got to crush a bit of grain, which is in that bag over there. This is not much left in here, but this is leftover pig feed. It's 18% protein. It's very similar in makeup to layer feed, just not as high in calcium. So what I do is with any leftover pig feed, we run it through the grain roller here, and breaks it up, and we feed it a little bit of it every day to the chickens, because it's going to be too long to keep it till next year for pigs. And then I need to bring this up to my friends up in Knocknarea, Rob and Sean, because they've got some pig feed left over as well that they want to roll. So got to get this guy out of here, and he hasn't been used since last year, so give him a bit of a grease up. My dad some temporary sheep netting. Well, he did ask for it, but it sits in here a lot of the time. bag of hay as well. Dad filled up a bag of hay for me for the goats. If it's a wet day and they need to stay in, I can feed them that. I'm going to try and get up home now. Biofarm is on this week. Biofarm is a really good conference. It is geared towards organic farming and converting people over to organic farming, which I'm not organic and I don't affiliate with that, but they do get some very good alternative agriculture speakers in from all over the world, real pioneering people in their different fields, so it's really good to tune into that. So anyone that's watching that, enjoy, and I hope to tune in and get some of it. Just coming up here, Knocknarea Mountains up on our right, and you can see the polytunnels of the farm up here. Coming up to give Rob a hand to grind up some grain. So it was really windy the day I visited the guys in Knocknarea, and the audio was terrible, but they were just getting a load of wood chip and compost delivered from EnviroGrind. I think it was like 25 cubes of compost they got. But the guys I think they're going into their third season now next year, and they're just doing an amazing job, absolutely smashing it. They've got a beautiful market garden. Anybody that's been on our Richard Perkins training this summer, we visited this farm and just got an amazing tour. And it's great to have the guys pretty close. I mean, it's just good support. They understand all my failures and successes, so it's great to have people close by that you can share that with. And the guys actually have an eggmobile that's available for sale. They have 2 eggmobiles. This was their first one, then they built a bigger one, and this is a Ridgedale style, and it's a perfect example of an eggmobile in my opinion. And it's all there, everything's ready to go, and it's available for sale. So if you're looking for an eggmobile, check the guys out. Best thing would be to check them out probably on Facebook at Knocknarea Farm and send them a message if you're interested in that. You can't take knickers off a bare arse. So this is organic pig feed, which is pretty similar in layers, except just a little bit lower in calcium. And obviously the layers can't digest it in the big pellet, so it turns it into crumb. And then we just mix a bit of calcium in the form of oyster grit through that, and we're back close to where we want to be. One of the regular jobs for this time of year is pest control, kind of late October going into November. Pests, gets colder outside, so the mice mainly start to migrate in. We rarely get rats here in the farm. Once in a while we get them. As you can see, I've got bait boxes all around the farm. I've got about 10 bait stations all together, and we bait them with peanut butter. I find it's just the best. So probably every day or every second day this time of year for about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll go around and check all the bait stations every day. Then it's more of a weekly thing, and that's how we keep on top of pest control. We do have, the neighbours have cats. We don't have any cats on the farm here, but there's loads of cats around the neighbourhood, and they tend to keep on top of them as well. Jessie Bear's not so much of a mouse catcher, are you? So for our traps, all we do is, this one's sitting in the workshop here. We've got a key. It's good to lock these, because I once actually had, it must have been a rat, got caught in the trap. This wasn't locked. He got the lid off and he took it off with me trap. It must have been on his tail or something. Oh, that was a good few years ago. So make sure the lid's trapped. In this one here, I've just got a mouse trap, and all we do is pop it out, and you can use, I use this guy here this is a rat trap. It's big enough to catch a rat, and these are better for mice because these aren't sensitive enough on the trigger to catch a mouse. I rarely ever catch rats here. I mean, 2 years ago I think since the last time I caught a rat, but we get a lot of mice. So if I've got 8 of these boxes, I'll probably put out 6 mouse traps and 2 rat traps. And all it is there's a little pot. It's very difficult to see with the light. There we go. There's a little pot in here, and I just use for my bait some some peanut butter. It's the easiest I find. Don't like using poison because obviously if you poison a mouse or a rat and then an owl or something eats that, you don't want that crap in the environment. And I find this works a treat, and you can actually see this was empty, so someone has actually cleaned this out, and I just haven't set it sensitive enough. So very simply, all I do is take a little bit of our peanut butter, fill up our little pot, trying not to get too much in the paddle, and the more you can get in there, the more likely you are to get somebody caught. Then I just prep it, make sure it's clear here, and then the trick is when I put it back in the box, I give it a touch or two down, and that just sets the sensitivity even less. And I don't worry too much about it. Like the last time a mouse was in there, he was able to get some of the peanut butter out without it triggering, but he used to get every nibble, he used to get lucky. I just have to get lucky once. And then we just pop our lid back on, and let's bait it. With my bait boxes, I just put them in places that are kind of natural traffic for rodents, and this one here is just running along this container on the inside, so if there's anybody passing, they'll be interested in it and they'll get it. Hopefully we'll get them. I bought this guy here too because originally I wanted to reduce the workload, and I didn't want to be checking mouse traps all the time. So this has got a lure in here, and it's got there's a CO2 canister, and it's got a trigger, and it basically drives a pin through the rodent's head and knocks it, renders it dead basically. The idea is then a wildlife's supposed to come and take it away, but I don't think these are very effective. It's not a cheap model. This one's like 120 euros or something it was, but I think I wasted my money there, to be honest. It's got a little counter that I check, but I've rarely ever seen any dead animals here, and I don't think wildlife has come and taken them away that quick, because they don't take them out of the traps that quick. So I don't think it was worth the money, but maybe it works and I just don't know. Everybody's going to have their own tricks and nuances for pest control. You know, my philosophy is do whatever works for you, and that's what's best. One thing I think that really helps me here is all the food, all the grain, anything that's edible is all kept in the grain store, and it's sealed in there. The door, it's impossible for rodents to get in. So I find that's a big help, and I try to be really careful when I'm moving grain around that we're not spilling grain everywhere, so we're not creating a source to attract them. And I find when we're kind of fairly vigilant, it keeps everything within manageable levels. There's no farm, I don't believe, that isn't going to have small pests around them. I mean, they're a sign of healthy systems. You don't want it to be out of control or out of balance, and I find that's the key. And I actually never see any rodents around here, so that tells me they're in a good balance. If it gets a little bit out of control, you can probably see them coming into the winter time here now. If I was hanging around, you would see a little mouse somewhere. I've never actually seen any around here, so that's telling me I'm within the balance. But I know for a fact there's definitely going to be rodents around here too. I'm not saying I've got the best kept farm in the world. For sure, I actually want them because they're going to be doing their ecological service as well. Got this really cool laser printer, bought it way back. I'm just making a sign for the farm shop with it. So I just pop it into my laptop when I want it to do, and then it's going to burn it out here. Oh, sorry guys. I'm actually going to put it over it again. I've slowed the laser down, so you can see the first time it missed a few bits up on the P there. So I've slowed the laser way down and I've turned up the intensity of the laser just to make it stand out a bit more. And it's going over the same track again. And that's my sign fitted on the door. Looks good. that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Have a nice day.